Oh shoot. What happened to the video? Did I even start the other one? So, this is either going to be number 3 or number 4. So, 176 weight, eating the same diet, gaining weight steadily, tons of weight, 30 pounds I gained since I started dating. So, if you're a single parent and you're struggling to be alone as a single parent, I feel like you raise your kids the way they should. It's still stressful. Adolescent, stressful. 2-year-old, giving birth, all the way. Every age is stressful. High school, are they doing well or not doing well? Going to college, how are you going to pay for it? I'm sad today. It's a lonely day. Yesterday was a lonely night. I missed the Christmas tree lightings, or the festival of lights. I guess there was Christmas tree lighting, festival of lights. There's going to be a parade Saturday while I'm at work. And then next Saturday at work, I think I have to stay late because they're doing tree lighting at the gate, which I don't want to deal with. Like, how about we close it early? Like, how about we close the gate early and just let the gate close? Like someone is going to be there to light the tree. That's not anything to do with me. I understand some of the other rangers have parks where there's games and stuff. Fall sports, or I don't know, summer sports that they have to use. I don't know if they have to turn the lights on and off, but I wasn't looking forward to try to be. I mean, if it gets dark at 4:45, would it be at 5:30? Would it be at 6? Would they have it at 7? So let's look it up. So I asked the supervisor because I'm dreading going to work every day, and I'm finally last night. I have felt guilty. I was watching a movie, which I barely watch the TV on anything I want to watch. I have to put earbuds on to watch my YouTube channels. My family complains. This is what I thought when I made this video, is enough is enough. I don't spend up all of my money on my whole family, including my pets. We only have one pet now, and every penny is coming out for me. And the only reason anyone else is giving me a little bit of money here and there is to keep me from bouncing a check. Like, you guys have sucked me dry. I am the lowest earner that I ever even knew in my life. 16-year-olds make more money than me. 18-year-olds make more money than me. What was the point of getting a bachelor's and a medical degree? What was the point of getting all those extra certifications in childbirthing jobs if nobody's hiring me for childbirthing jobs? And I just can't take it anymore. My period has dried up. Everything is a mess. I'm stressed out. If I didn't need the money, I wouldn't have all this stuff set up to sell on eBay. I need to try Mercari and Poshmark. I would have just donated it, and I wouldn't have bought these bags, or ThreadUp, or wherever I got, swap.com, I don't even know. I must have got one from eBay. I did a couple bulk orders last year for inventory, and I still haven't posted most of this stuff. And I realized when my adolescent teens, a few years ago, grabbed food and went in their room and shut the door, and it used to be that we'd sit and watch TV and go to the park every day and do all these activities together and go on the camping trip and the beach trip. When they started being like teens are, I was just left alone with no friends, no dating partners, no relatives, no best friends. And I still feel that way. I feel unappreciated. I feel like in the past 2 years, my kids try to send something for Christmas just because they feel sorry for me for spending all this money, or like me sending them and giving them presents their whole lives, and them just now, after 20 something years, started to send me something. I had gone all that time with no gifts from my relatives, no gifts from my dad, no gifts from my aunt and uncles, no gifts from my cousins. I was sending them all gifts, big old boxes, sending my dad all kinds of Christmas presents. They all burn up in that fire. But could you imagine? And it's not about being a brat and getting gifts, but so many women on Facebook say, I got all these gifts I don't like. Is it okay for me to regift? Is it okay for me to cash in these gift cards or sell them for half off? Like, they're getting all these things and they hate them. And any of those things I would use. If it's a steakhouse and I'm a raw food vegetarian, then I'm going to go and get me a freaking salad. And another one to take home and do the same thing next week. And I feel like if you're desperate like me, you have no income. Yeah, I have income, but the price of living is so high. If you have to spend all this money on your boyfriend's bills and your kids' bills and your pets' bills and the car stuff and the insurance you're paying, if you have to pay all this stuff, you don't have money to do anything for yourself. And then you don't want to starve. You go to the expired bread place, they're going to give you bread, and meat and cheese and eggs. I don't eat any of that. I'm allergic to it all. Even if I was starved. I did that before. The first time I blew up in weight, I was allergic to all that stuff and I ate it. And it was all rotten meat, rotten dairy, and I can't eat yogurt for the life of me. I'm lactose intolerant. And that's all you would get is all rotten food from the Salvation Army. It was just... And I ate that crap and got sick and gained a bunch of weight. Went to the doctor all the time with symptoms. They said allergies, but we're not going to give you an allergy test. I had to do an elimination diet. I knew that I would get sick from something, but you just let it go. People say beggars can't be choosers, and it's like I couldn't even get anyone to prescribe me an EpiPen and having all these allergies and being desperate. Did you eat that or you eat nothing? Somebody's walking around at school with a bag of peppers, eating out of it and biting and putting it back. And you want one of these peppers? This sucks. Desperate. I don't like peppers because they're nightshades. They hurt my arthritic joints. Yeah, I'll take it. Beggars can't be choosers, right? So I don't even know what would happen if I spent my money on myself. My relatives boast about how wealthy they are and how much money they get and how much my dad gets from my mom's death and about $1 million worth of vehicles and Porsche 911s and all this stuff. I had personal belongings in his house when it burned up. Nobody even told me about the fires from my dad's cousin. Or actually, it was my brother's girlfriend. Someone's not even a relative. No relatives would tell me about it. I didn't get a penny from this insurance claim from the stuff that I had left there. That is just greed. My dad said that I was on two births, so I was up for 2-3 nights. Home births, you gotta go when they go in labor, and you gotta pretty much stay there or go back and forth frequently. So Portland traffic, you don't want to be going across the bridge all the time and get stuck in traffic. You'll miss the birth, someone could die. It's not a joking matter. We did it very cautiously. You might be in the car on the way home and just turn around on the highway, get off and get right back on and go back to the house. Literally, sometimes they were an hour or something out of town. But I had gone on a couple births in a row with Dr. Sarah, and I had a noisy neighborhood. Kids are always cussing and swearing, hitting the car with balls, and making dents in my new car. My car was new at the time. Everything got messed up, and I played basketball and getting fist fights. And these kids finally fell asleep. I had a sound machine I had got like week one. I was broke. I got on Amazon and read the comments. This is really loud. Get the loudest sound machine, and used to make the walls shake. I used to get scared. If your neighborhood is this loud and you have semi trucks on this side of your house and a noisy neighborhood, people honk their horn, go into mosques 24 hours a day, all these religious holidays, they honk their horn outside of houses. Kids get in there and wail on the horn 24 hours a day. You need a machine louder. I mean, you might as well have a jet engine in your house. Like, oh, I can't hear those pesky neighbors. Oh, shoot, it's still not loud enough. Oh. And I guess I'll have to go out into outer space. I hear there's no sound out there. Maybe I can get some sleep except those photons of lights going through your eyelids. That sounds like it would drive me crazy. I wonder if the gold, what you call it, helps with. I don't know if you can get relief from that all the way. Read some books about it. I got to do laundry before the lady gets down here. But I am. Let me do the laundry. So basically, I've been watching the This Is Monsters. I told people, be careful, it's addictive. People like the guy's voice. I'm looking at this poinsettia over here, hoping that it doesn't freeze up. I'm going to do my pillow for a few minutes, or my pillow. Actually, I'm working on a pillowcase. I need to do the puzzle. I felt guilty yesterday being at home when my boyfriend was working. Usually I work 6 to, what happened to it? 6 to, 5 or 6 to, do you hear all that noise? It's causing me to be stressed out. I usually work 6 to 12 or 20 hours a day. And there's days I have off where I'm working from home doing charting. And then like yesterday I watched one movie. I didn't watch any Judge Judy. I didn't watch any Blackish. I didn't watch. And then I still end up in an argument where I just turned the TV off and I had like 6 minutes left of the movie. So I have these 2 cards. I don't know. There's a stack of them somewhere. I don't know what I did with the rest. I was like, where's the second one? I don't know if I should try to make a postcard or paint something. And it kind of feels heavy for a postcard. So these were in my partner's storage unit. I don't know if they were his mom's. I was probably gonna. I have something I drew a wreath on a piece of paper and with Sharpie. Did I use Sharpie? I had bought a pack of Sharpies from Walmart, and I had the sparkly silver, the green, and the red. Was there only 3 colors? Why did I feel like there was 4? Was there blue, maybe? I don't know if there was 3 or 4 colors. The red was dry. I should take it back. I hate when that happens, because Sharpies should last for years. So I've not gotten paid from one of my signings, and I found that I only got like $700 from my loan signings, and some of these signings are like over $200. And I'm really disappointed. Like I'm really disappointed that if I had 2 that was $225 or $275, right there is $500. It's like, how can I only have made? So I only see the deposits in my business account, and it only totaled up to like $780. I'm like, how could that be? These were all checks. I don't think I had any digital. I better make sure that I have all that. So I am getting a little bit motivated. I want to just rest because I have to work tomorrow. And there was another notary was supposed to pay $90 plus $25 each trip. I'm looking over here because I have the paperwork still. And I have not heard back from the company. I've been working on this for a week. It is horrible. And the person, I don't know how to say it. Let me look up community health worker, Maryland. I'm one in Oregon. Let's see if I can do it here. Gonna go backwards with my medical degree since I need something I can get more certification. So I'm trying to see how you sign up for it. I want to see it. There's one for rural. So I'm going to read you these topics on ruralhealth.info or ruralhealthinfo.org. Is this still? I don't even know if this is still Maryland. I'm not seeing Maryland anywhere in here. Module 1, Introduction to Program Models 3, Clearinghouse. So it has examples of CHW programs that have been implemented in rural communities for implementation, important issues to consider and address when implementing a rural program. So that was implementation. 4, 5, evaluation, tools that can help in evaluating a program. Funding and sustainability made me get excited. Resources to help with planning for funding and sustainability. Just dissemination. So I think this is a government. This is like a government program. So let's just start. I don't do well with stars. So I want to do EMDR, and this lady is not doing EMDR. The other counselor is supposed to be helping me with my stuff from the past. Nobody's helping me with my stuff from the past. So I'm going to go there in this video. So I was abused as a child. I was abused by my mom. I had witnessed domestic violence from my dad to my mom with punching, beating up my mom. Me and my brother screaming and crying. My brother's 8 years older than me, so he would have been like a teenager, yelling and crying, "Leave my mom alone," and copying him. Tried to hide in the room, and house got torn up. My crayons got crushed up. My mom's out. Well, she's getting beat up. I'll buy you another one. Like, it was like, ah, so I didn't get love. And when I went no contact with my dad, so my dad had got progressively abusive to me. As soon as my mom died, he focused on manipulation and abuse to me and my ex-husband, and it escalated for the next 10, 15 years until 04. My mom, 2016. So I left my ex in 04, and my mom died in 98. So 98 to 16. Is that 18 years? I don't know if sorry if I don't do the math right. So I got abused by my mom. She would slap me and yell at me and say, you know how people laugh when they say, "I brought you in this world and I could take you out." But imagine getting hit and beat and dragged out of bed when someone's saying that, and you really think they're going to kill you, and they're whipping your butt with a belt that has these nail things, like these rivets. I don't know if that's called rivets. With these nail things, with this big thick leather belt with these leather circles, Yosemite style, this thick leather. She used to drag me out of bed as much as she could, and it hurts if you put your hand back there. It could be weakness in my hand. It's arthritis from that. And she did this for about a year or two, every night. And none of my counselors would talk about it. And I've been trying to seek counseling since high school. And then regular again in 2004. They wouldn't take my insurance in 2004, and then regularly since then. I got raped and sodomized by this guy named Denny. When I was 16, I had a statutory rape by this man named Chris Karsh. He was having sex with all these virgins, unattractive virgins, girls he could get alone, sweet talking us, sleeping with everybody. I only slept with him once, so he just wanted to break someone's virginity. He told my best friend that I wasn't a virgin, that I didn't move like a virgin. And when I went no contact with my dad, I had come out of survival mode and went into the real world with my friend Charlene and her. We met this other young man named, I can't remember his name, the redhead guy, and Nick at an AA meeting. And I had a few weeks of fun with this trio. And they were kind of bad news, unsafe. There was abuse. There was someone just had got out of jail. There's someone else that they foreclosed on the house. All this chaos. There was deaths in the family, drug overdoses prior to that in that actual house that I was helping clean out. Dogs, homelessness, houselessness. And it was one of the best times in my life, especially clean and sober. And I had horrible sponsors, and I had flashbacks of having a baby vagina having penetration from the males in my household when I was in Kentucky. So before age 2, I had flashbacks because I remember a lot of stuff from then. And sometimes I have a flashback that says, "Daddy, no. Daddy, Daddy, no." And my dad had felt out my boobs. But I was older. "Come sit on my lap." Mama's gone. "Come sit on my lap." I had an undershirt on and a t-shirt or whatever kind of shirt, and he made sure to just grab my belly and put his hand underneath my shirts. So I didn't know what to do. And then I had been raped and sodomized by my ex-husband, and almost raped when I was drunk at a party in East Lansing. And then this guy penetrated me in a gay bar in Detroit. I was going with my best friend, Ben, and I had gotten penetrated on the dance floor. It was so crowded that I couldn't get away from the guy, and I probably had to have been wearing a skirt. If not, I was wearing something easy to maneuver around, and it definitely penetrated me, and I was raped on the dance floor. I asked my friend, he said, "This is not uncommon in a gay bar. This stuff happens. There's people, there's drugs, the cops aren't busting it, they have legitimate business, DJ dancing people, sort of drag contest, legal bar, doorman, marking the people that are old enough to drink with the underage, because you could be 18, at least 18 up." None of my counselors would talk about this. Say, "Oh, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with your job? What's wrong with your kids?" I was raped and abused all growing up, and I am anxious. I don't like people. I don't like crowds. I don't have any friends. I can't get a job that pays more than $13 an hour or $12 an hour. No one's hiring me to be a doctor. No one's hiring me to be a doula. I think there's something wrong with me, that I need to heal from my past, and you're telling me that EMDR can do that. And I've been trying to get this for years, and now I've been going for over 2 months, 3 months to this person, and I haven't done EMDR once. Enough is enough. I have to put my foot down. I want to know if it works. Medicaid can take care of a state. Why would I have potentially a house that I might actually own, or my car, be taken by Medicaid, say, oh, we're going to pay for those crappy appointments that you kept going to, and your kids aren't going to get anything, but your does. And so I have to power myself up, talk about people and sexuality and this and that, and get arguments about that, and the men keep saying every other man has to sleep around and look at porn and do this and do that and try to sleep with virgins, and women half their age, like, it's normal. Find me a man who doesn't do that. Well, you guys are normalizing it. What do you think about women? It's better to have offspring from, naturally from the strongest men in the community. There's, look at deer and other animals. Birds are monogamous. The partner dies, then they find a new mate. But it's like, I feel like some men have like a coffee bean for a brain. They have a big old skull, hard-headed, and they got this tiny brain that connects to their, like, penis, and that orgasm is all that you want, and the more the better. And if you watch, sorry, I don't remember there's a prepping movie where they end up in an apartment underground. I don't want to spoil it, but there's 2 movies I watched where one was like some kind of hospital. People had a kind of disease. They had some kind of disease and they got quarantined in this hospital. And the other one was an apartment complex that ran downstairs because something happened. Both of those movies end up with somebody taking over as a leader that shouldn't have been a leader, with some henchmen, and they end up raping women and manipulating the people that they weren't going to get food unless they raped the women. And I was like, dang, this is why people need to go to work and have some civilization, orderly fashion. You are acting like this. You're going to talk about Native American tribe. You're going to talk about indigenous Africans and Latin Americans having this civilization where they're working, hauling water, taking care of the kids. But I feel like it's the white in the Western community. I didn't even say anything about the Asian because they had like the castles and the emperors and stuff. But I feel like there's people like Europeans and Nordic people. They just come in and rape and pillage, and literally like barbarians. They're trying to call us savage. This is just my perspective of history and behaviors, where you just rape and pillage the land, and then you blame the people. You always scapegoat somebody else. You pat yourself on the back. You say, all my brothers and sisters are doing it. This is the law. This is the way. And you're like, you came into our land and killed up the men and raped up the women, raped up the animals, and then you tell us this is the way. You came into our place and we had a way. You just disassembled it. And so the people that write the classes for schools, the people that write the medical books, the people that get their basics on medicine, psychology, sociology, even anthropology, that stems from a European model and a European voice. And the medications everybody's on, those were tested, and normal weight and BMI and vital signs are all from the olden days medical students, which would have been white, upper middle class or upper class males in Europe and the US. Like, and when I had gone to medical school, we didn't just take, at least in my medical school, we didn't just take medicine, pharmacology, cardiology. Like, yeah, we did tons of hours of that. But we did the philosophies and some of the histories, some of the statistics and research, and on top of that, all of the electives, besides the childbirthing, which I could have done as elective, but I ended up coming back for another term or 2. I think it was 2 terms. I was telling people that you go to medical school, it's like they're going to sign you up for 36, at least mine, 36 credit hours. And you're going to have a 3-hour lab worth 1 credit. Like in undergrad, you got a 3-hour lab, it's worth, or your 3-hour class is like worth 3 credit hours. Or something like 1.5 hours this day, 1.5 hours that day. Or I guess labs are often 1 hour counted. Because you would think the amount of time in class is the amount of time that's your credit hours. So if you have 20 credit hours, you'd think you'd be in class 20 hours a week, but it ends up if you had 28 credit hours, you're in school like 50 hours a week. Monday through Sunday, every day. I was in school 7 days a week towards the last half of my career in school. But to not have anyone, to hire someone for a job, if it's like, I'm going to tell you, I want this certain kind of roof, certain color roof, and you come in and you start putting on a roof, taking my roof apart, leaving gaping holes, put a little bit of something that you made up, you decided, don't do the rest, and go put in a backyard barbecue pit. And this is how I feel. I hire someone. What the F are you doing? I hired you to do A, B, and C. Simple. We wrote it up. I did the intake. I signed the paperwork. We made an agreement. You told me how much trouble I'd be in if I missed an appointment, if I didn't cancel in time, if I blah, 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 blah. My insurance was denied, blah, blah, blah. And then you telling me that you want to do what you want to do and leave gaping holes and leaks and vermin and mold and black mold, and now my house is going to be demolished because, like, it's like I'm letting these people, it's like reverse psychology. Oh, I don't want to do EMDR. Oh, I don't want to talk about my past. Let's talk about my present. Let's talk about my kids. Oh, let's talk about my boyfriend's kids. I don't want to spend an hour of my money and my time talking about somebody else who's doing fine. All I do is get mad, and I'm shown how little value you have of me if you can't even do what you're hired to do. And you put the attention on someone else. Oh, Mia's not valuable. We don't need to actually do what she wants to do today. We're going to find any... You're going to ask how you're doing. You don't want to say, I'm fine. How's your week? How's this? Well, last week we were talking about, oh, too bad. Let's talk about... Blah, blah, blah. Oh, time's up. Sorry. Time to schedule. Of course you're going to schedule because you're sitting there holding your tongue like, I can't talk about what I came here to talk about. You could be suicidal. You could be homicidal. You could be wanting to relapse and want to go to your counselor. Oh, I can't wait to talk to my counselor today. And you're going to leave like me feeling worse than you did when you got there. And you're going to come home, like, walk out of the building scratching your head like, huh? How'd that happen? Huh? And then you're going to go back to your crappy job and your $700 a year loan signing that you're like, you can make $700 in a freaking day. What the heck is wrong with me? Oh my gosh, seriously. I'm going to double check and see if any of the checks I got early on were deposited. I'll have to get the receipt thingies. But let me pause it and drain this water. Hold on. My boyfriend got me this strawberries from Target before Thanksgiving, and I'm eating them now. Pretty good. Organic. Some of them were like white, but they're so old, and they got cashews. I was gonna make fake cashew mac and cheese in the dehydrator. I haven't touched the cashews. I had some other cashews already opened, but I was thinking of Thanksgiving dinner, and I made his food and didn't make myself anything, but I ordered my food. And I've got to start getting $10 of vegetables a week and preparing my food from scratch and not doing this food thing. Like, if I could stay home all day, every day, it's hard too for this job. They want you to stay so long and cram in a week's worth of work in 3 days, and you can't get your appointments, you can't get your deadlines, or go to the bank. Like, if you're gone from 8 to 7 or whatever, and then you're getting paid so little, you're like, I could have done a loan signing in my town that I potentially could have walked to and made $100. Because on my OCD, it'd be like 3 hours at minimum of work. But 3 hours for $100 versus 8 hours for $70, $75. And of course, the loan signing, you do have to pay for the paper, but you can get the cheapest ream at Walmart. What is it, like $3, $3.99 a ream, regular paper. They have the legal size, but I keep seeing it sold out. I think driving to work is costing me about $20 a day. $20, $40, $60. So it's almost, with taxes taken out, it's like going to work for 3 days, one whole day at work is just the gas money to get there that week. Or for that 3 days. That's crazy. It's not good. And people are like, what's your gas amount? Like, talking to the counselor, what? Oh, it takes you a while to get blah, blah, blah. You talk too much. Blah, 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 blah. Well, it's because you're asking me questions about and talking about things in the present, and I want to heal from the past. That's part of the problem. And I know that the time goes by fast. Like, that's part of it, too. I know how my son felt about people not understanding him. Or him not understanding that these people were ignorant. And I told the other counselor that, and I'm pretty sure he didn't pay attention at all. Because he asked me some other questions, and then, like, 3 minutes later, he's like, asking the same question again, and I was like, I just told you a couple minutes ago, A, B, and C. I could see them on the computer, checking emails and typing. I'm a multitasker, but if I'm trying to listen to someone and read and type, that is a big, that's what I don't comprehend. Playing a game, doing a puzzle, like, moving stuff off my computer onto the hard drive, printing a document, I can listen, but reading articles and emails and typing something that I have to think, it's really hard to listen to. So I don't know what to do. So I went in trying this laundry thing, and I'm trying to ask you guys. I'm trying to ask myself, I guess, and you guys, and the universe, what do I do? I need respite. I need help right now. It's 8:05 a.m. It's 12/1/2021. I think I signed up for SBA class, Small Business Association. I signed up for, I didn't tell you about the Cottingham farm. They have some guys in the kitchen with a bunch of bread and vegetables. I don't understand this picture. Who are these guys? These white guys all dressed up that look like they're in a $1 million house. Eggs and leafy vegetables are sounding good after all that cooking. Market is open 3 to 6. So I think they're open on Thursday and Saturday. So I got some spinach, Chinese cabbage. I have no idea what that is. 3 little heads of lettuce, leafy lettuce, and a salad or a saute mix. Just 4 things. I had an eggplant in there. I got like two other bags of kale, 2 or 3 other bags of kale, a buttload of apples, a buttload of oranges. I said, the manna has fallen from heaven. I'm gonna clean for 15 minutes and try to heal. Like, I remember sitting in church believing in the miracle of God that you can be healed like that and not have to sit in all these years of counseling, but being like kind of a supernatural and surreal and cosmic person and a scientific person, I feel like I need to do things in God's timing, but things might not always go the way you want, and you're not going to rub a bottle and a genie comes out and you say, I want this, I want this, I want to be healed from this, I want $150 million in my bank account, tax free, I want this, I want that. Like, if you believe, so that was Manifest Monday, which I started last Friday. I don't remember manifesting anything. I remember having a freaking panic attack because I had so many appointments from 9 a.m. on. And then we had a Quaker meeting on Sunday, which I hypnotized myself. I really stressed all week about these two counselors wasting my time. I thought of 5 things that I could think of good memories from when I was a kid. 1, playing in nature, making mud pies. 2, playing with the people's grandkids next door, Meredith and Craigie. And we'd splash around in the water and play. And I had my friend a few adventures with Mary that didn't necessarily work out, but there was definitely a couple of times where we could laugh and play. Not frequently, not my whole childhood, just a few times. Going to Grandma's house or spending time with Grandma Charlotte. So nature, mud pies, playing with the neighbor's grandkids, Grandma's house. I don't know if I had watching TV on there. So now I forgot the other 2. Oh, good food was one. And that was associated with my parents. I loved good food. And I don't remember the 5th one. Part of me is to say, arts and crafts or playing the music, but I don't think that was it. Pets. So, let's write it down. I don't have a pencil. Oh, I do. Let's write it down on one of these cards. I got a bunch of these cards. We'll just turn it into now this one's got all this black marks on it, and bold or something on it. So, there's no order of value. I'm going to say, I can't write on it very well. Playing in nature. It's not right. It's just playing in nature. Did happen to go over this one. Grandma Charlotte. What is it? Playing with. I'll just put M and C. Good food and pets. That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if it's gonna actually show up mirror image. I feel like it is. But playing in nature and mud pies. Grandma Charlotte. Playing with M and C. Good food and pets. And Grandma lived in Dayton for most of the time, and then she moved to Oscoda and had an apartment, and we lived with her. I visited her several times, and I stayed with her. My mom went on her teaching trips, and I stayed with her when she had a biopsy of the breast, which was interesting because I had a biopsy of the breast. Maybe she actually had something removed. She was really loopy on whatever meds. I had a double biopsy of the breast, and I had to go to work the next day or whatever. We had to lift stuff up. Ooh. And I had these, bloody... That changed my breast forever. The biopsy. I am not joking. They messed up so badly and caused damage. And I bet you they got paid a buttload of money for that. And this Asian doctor who had a resident, she yelled at me and told me there's no way I could feel it because they gave me lidocaine, local anesthesia. I could feel it, and the resident was doing a horrible job and just grinding the I don't know if it's a bore, I guess it's like a bore needle around, and and my chiropractor was there as a witness. And I was screaming and crying, and this happened to me more than once at procedures, dental procedures, my cervical procedure, and that I was crying on top of my lungs. My one dentist said, if you could still feel this, we'll give you more injection. No one's trying to get high and abuse local anesthesia. I'm a doctor. If I'm going to do a surgery, a minor surgery on you, and I can make it pain-free, I'm going to make it pain-free. This is the US of A. Why do you have to look at my face? Look at my nappy hair and my brown skin and my sadness and my hurt because I've been hurt by people, inappropriately touched, cheated on. Every relationship, including my ex-husband, cheated on me. What I need is a dog sitting here laughing and watching TV. That's not how I want to live, but I can't be treated like crap. Your dog can hear noises and bark and protect you and wait for you to come home and go on their walks in the car, out the car window, the dog park, the dog beach, the dog whatever, doggy daycare, wherever it wants to go play with other dogs. They stink, they have bad breath, they eat funky food. They're like human best friends. They're loyal. And they could turn on you too. They can kill you, kill a baby, so you have to be careful. But I just don't like to be, it's like, oh, this pet could turn on you. But it's like, be careful what you wish for. I don't want to be hurt anymore. By other people. And I spent my whole life trying to help others. And it's not working. Nobody wants me to help them. And nobody wants to help me. So I have to turn, instead of directing all that energy and money to help others, I need to direct it towards myself. And if I'm a prepper, guys, I need to realize that I don't have low self-confidence. I don't have low self-esteem. I'm not, what do you call it? I'm not suicidal. I'm prepping for my loved ones that I feel blow me off. So that means I'm also still caring for those who aren't helping themselves. Because I hate that term, help those who help themselves. I think you should help who you're led to help, but not categorize people. Oh, those homeless people, they're on drugs and alcohol. Don't give them anything. They're just going to buy drugs and alcohol. How do you know? Sometimes they have a sign that says there's booze, but I bet you they don't even. I bet you they go and freaking buy something to eat. Buy something in the store. Tylenol or something, medicine or something. Like, I was homeless and more than once, and if anyone gave me anything, it was going to gas, going to food, diapers. It was not being wasted on. We were desperate, and I'm the type of person to apply for as many jobs as I can. Ready to work today. I will go in, apply for a job or do a job interview with my social security card and all my documents right there in my purse, because I'm ready to start right now. Right this minute. And those people don't hire me, so I hate this world. It's the Christmas season. People have this Thanksgiving, aka let's Black Friday and buy a whole bunch of stuff for other people and ourselves. And so I never participate because of finances. I missed the Festival of Trees. I found out it cost $10 to enter. I said fine. I had a child in Zimbabwe that I committed 2 years ago, over 10 years ago. I've been getting suckered to paying this money, and I paid it. And because I made a commitment until I break that commitment. And that's basically my tithe. My taxes, I'm going to get a tax bill, I know, this year, and I'm really scared unless they do something to give us a break from COVID and lack of money and just some of the stuff. They don't let you get money for your dependents if all these people getting all this money from having kids under 12 or 18 or 17 or whatever. I'm jealous. I don't know if it really is their tax return, but I'm not happy about it. I know people with 6, 7 kids. They're getting $10,000, $12,000 tax returns on a normal day in the past. Could you imagine getting a $12,000 tax return after you work and getting money, get free housing, get food stamps, more food stamps than anybody? You got it made. Those kids are the ones getting new bikes every season. And hoverboards and all this. Going to movies, fast food every day. Those are people. Those are the people that tell me, you Americans don't share anything. Well, you're on all this welfare and disability, and you're getting all this money because you have 5 kids. And you're not even counting everyone's income because you're all getting paid under the table. So you're getting free rent, all this food stamps for 8 people, 5 people, 7 people, and you're making crappy food anyways, bleached rice, sugar, bleached flour, and you're making your Middle Eastern food that's enough for everybody. Big pot of rice and some beans. I was like, me and my family, I can't eat that stuff. I was like, we might have a salad or like literally ration off a small plate of chicken where it's like 1.5, 2.5 for you, 2.5 for you, 1 1/3 for you. Cutting hot dogs in half. Like, a hot dog was a luxury item. When I lost my jobs, I would get the bar S hot dogs just because I needed the cheapest type of protein for my kids. People don't understand. Maybe other Americans are greedy, but we're not even feeding ourselves. And we don't get all the benefits you get. And we're not sitting at home making beans and rice all day to go pass out to our neighbors. My kids and I would split one steak, and people say, I wasn't on food stamps, but if I was, say, this person paid for a steak with food stamps, blah, blah, blah. A steak costs less than ground beef nowadays. A steak, go and buy some hot dogs and some hot dog buns and tell me a cheap steak, what costs less. And you can take a steak and cut it into strips and make a stir fry with veggies and rice and noodles or whatever. So people don't understand that. Some people buy that stuff. They're not sitting there with 3 or 4 steaks on a plate for each person. We're milking the system with SNAP. Some people are. The people that are getting paid on their table, the people that refuse to work, the people that say they have a disability and they lie. And then the people going out to work, you got to pay the highest rent, the highest tax, poor people tax. You don't have any benefits. You don't qualify for Medicaid. You can't even pay to go get your teeth cleaned. And then they yell at you when you finally pay to get your teeth cleaned about how horrible your gums and teeth are, how much plaque and tartar you have. Like, well, you are supposed to do the thing with gingivitis 4 times a year. I don't have it. You're charging me a lot of money. Nobody's telling me about a free clinic or, you know. So people need to stop judging others just because they are the people that talk about living in a modest home, working every day, blah, 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 driving no cars, comparing to people on welfare. I know the people that do some of the activities. Sometimes they're not being fraudulent. Sometimes it's a matter of them having a huge family. But those people that are getting those welfare, they are having more money, expendable income. They're not paying taxes on their housing. They're not having pay for the plumbing when it breaks because they're living in a housing unit. Section 8 housing units and public housing. You might not get fixed. Actually, the people I know, they do hire people to come and fix and paint. Like, they pay for it themselves as they have $2,000, $3,000 extra sitting around every 6 months, 3 months. I've seen it with my own eyes. It sucks. But if you're a single mom and you're struggling and you're trying to put your kids in schools and daycares and go to schools, I'm going to make at least $40,000 a year. I've never, ever made $40,000 a year. I made it the smallest amount. I looked at a $225,000 house and I did the math. I tried to get a $115,000. I tried to get a $59,000 house. The bank won't give me time of day. $625 a month for the straight mortgage. We're paying over about $3,000 a month for rent for crappy places with no yards, no parking. Can't put your boat there. Have to have a storage unit. Can't have an extra room or garage with a bathroom that you can have a clinic or office out of. $625 a month. Fine. Add on the freaking taxes. Add on extra insurance. Add on a whole bunch of emergency funds. Double it. $1,200 a month versus $3,000 a month to rent. $1,200 a month to own. everything included. The couple things that are a little shady around here is septic. If that goes out, paying for septic, depending where you are. If you have a vacant lot that needs electricity, septic, and water, well, that I can see. But something already made, livable, bathrooms, kitchen, blah, 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 everything, appliances, way cheaper than rent. And if you get a $325,000 house, it'll still be less than $3,000 a month, unless you do a 10-year loan or something. Peace, guys.